Hey guys, it's David the Dead here. When I started this channel, I had the intention of sort of documenting my collecting journey. So I thought I'd do that with this video. The last weekend, the bank holiday weekend in August, we spent a few days visiting friends and family up in Suffolk and Norfolk. And during that time, I visited a few toy shops in Norwich, picked up a few items, and on the way back, picked up a few more, courtesy of a good friend. So yeah, I just thought I'd just talk you through the trip really, and what it's like toy shopping in the UK. For those of you who are watching outside of the UK, this is sort of the sort of thing that you could expect if you were to visit the country. So yeah, on the Saturday I had a day out, just myself. I went to Norwich and found three toy shops there. The first of which was an old Toy Master. Those in the UK will be familiar with that as a sort of franchise. It was called Kerosin's. Unfortunately, I don't have any pics inside the store, but they did have a small range of 3 3/4 inch Star Wars figures. Toy Master is a franchise that they deal with like new toys, so not second hand, but they did have a few Power of the Force figures from the 90s still on the shelves. One of which was a Death Star gunner with a sort of foil sticker on the front. Lando Skiff Guard and Dengar, nothing rare or hard to get, but it was the sort of novelty factor of seeing those on the shelves in 2025. I then went on to In Demand Toys. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with In Demand, the website. Very popular site here in the UK. One of the big ones, and I order a lot through them. So this was my first time actually seeing their store in person. I picked up the Firespeeder Pilot, the Luke and Grogu deluxe set, and the Hammerhead deluxe figure from there. So they have like a range of, they have all the new stuff that comes in, and they get a lot of import stuff as well. So you'll see, people, if people in this country get figures and ships early, it's normally from In Demand through their import range. But yeah, they had some older figures as well. And again, part of my collecting journey this year is picking up Revenge of the Sith items because it's the 20th anniversary. So they had this Firespeeder Pilot, one that I didn't have, so I picked him up. First time seeing in the wild the Retro Cantina set. They had a few of those on the shelves. I've got mine on pre-order, so I didn't pick that up. They had the Escape from Order 66 4-pack with Ahsoka and the Astromex. Again, not one that I've got at the moment. Getting harder and harder to pick up though. And they were talking about they have like a warehouse open day early in the year. So hopefully we'll be going back at some point to check that out. I think it's about February sort of time, where yeah, they sort of open up the warehouse. They have DJs and all sorts. They have a lot of sales on like clearance stock. So yeah, it might be worth checking out. Yeah, in Demand, it was sort of on an industrial estate. It was sort of out of the way. So yeah, I went out there first before coming back into the main city. But there was sort of one shop in particular that I wanted to see once getting into Norwich itself, and that was Cosmic Joe's. Now, if you're ever local to the area and you get a chance to visit this shop, I can't recommend it enough. It's just absolutely packed with nostalgia, with figures, new and old. Huge Star Wars section, where they've got all the modern TVC figures. I picked up Balin's Skull from there, but they had everything going back to the original Kenner days. Again, notable things that I saw: the Palatoy Death Star. They had 2 Republic gunships, the Tiger Shark and the original sort of Attack of the Clones version. They had the Disney Sandcrawler, but they had figures from sort of every era, going all the way back to sort of 1978. That was a real treat. The guys were so friendly in there. I asked for permission if I could film in there and in Demand, and everyone was very friendly and welcoming. So thanks, guys. I'll definitely be returning there next time I'm local to the area. So it was a really worthwhile trip round Norwich. If you're ever that way or visiting from the UK, or if you're on a trip out in East Anglia, yeah, go and pay it a visit. In demand, I would say it's probably not walking distance from town, so you'd have to get some sort of transport out there. Kerosin's as well, the Toy Master. But yeah, Cosmic Joe's is right in the city centre, and there's great things to do there as well. Even if you're not toy hunting, there are a couple of other shops. They've got an entertainer. They've got their own sort of film and TV merch store. There wasn't anything in there that I was particularly bothered about, but they do have Star Wars figures. Then on the way back from our trip, I got a call from my good buddy Ryan Speaks Geek, who is my co-host on 375 Alive. He was at a military show down in Maidstone in Kent. And he said, there was a stall holder there that had some Star Wars vehicles for sale. Sent me a picture, said, was I interested in any? And yeah, I was. So I'll move these out of the way. They had this V-Wing and Pose X-Wing. And I got a great deal on both of them. The V-Wing, again, this is part of my Revenge of the Sith 20th anniversary. I don't have one. Well, I have one. I don't have a complete one, so it's nice to get one. These are both boxed. The boxes are fairly tatty, but they are sealed in box. So yeah, great to pick up a V-Wing. And Pose X-Wing, I just didn't get it at the time. Wasn't blown away by the price. I think the timing of it and the lack of Rise of Skywalker merchandise in general just meant that I didn't get it. But it is far superior to the existing X-Wing molds that we've seen get re-released with Luke and Blue Leader, Wedge and Biggs. So it'll be interesting to get this one out of the box and sort of not do a comparison, but see all the features that come with it. I now need to sort of move my display about again to fit these in. But yeah, the V-Wing was a nice touch because I don't see that ship ever getting a re-release in this day and age. And Pose X-Wing as well. I mean, that's kind of a one and done as well, isn't it? And also, as part of our ongoing droid trade, he also threw this in into the mix. I say threw it in. We are doing a long-standing trade for some droids. You can see another video of mine where I have sort of broken down the droids in the trade so far. But yeah, I don't have a Dio. I don't have these droids. Again, just missed out at the time. So yeah, very cool little set to pick up as well. So all in all, quite a decent trip. So that's it from me. If you want to see more by way of these deluxe figures, I've got a video on the state of deluxe at the moment. Check that out if you haven't already. Stay tuned on the channel because there will be a HasLab Cantina special video. I'm filming this in my newly created space for the HasLab Cantina. So it's a big, deep, wide space that will house the cantina in full and hopefully have room for some Mos Eisley streets down the side. So yeah, stay tuned for that and more. Thanks for checking out the channel. If you like what you've seen, please drop a like and a comment below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and want to see more content like this. And until next time, I've been Dave the Dead. Thanks for watching.